Uninvited guest, Sukai's ex shows up and confronts Tan Songyun. The night was meant to be flawless. Sukai and Tan Songyun had arrived at the glittering premiere of his new historical drama hand in hand, sending shockwaves across the red carpet. Cameras flashed, microphones were shoved toward them, and whispers filled the cool night air. For the first time in months, they looked untouchable, a united front against the endless storms that had tried to break them apart. But just as the couple began to settle into the evening, a shadow from the past slipped into the room, one that neither Sukai nor Tan Songyun expected to see again. It was her, Sukai's ex. The entrance that froze the room. The ballroom was buzzing with conversations, champagne flutes clinking, and laughter echoing off golden chandeliers when the entrance doors suddenly swung open. Heads turned. Silence swept across the room like a sharp gust of wind. There she was, dressed in a gown that shimmered like liquid silver, her presence commanding attention. She moved with the kind of confidence only someone who knew the power of her timing could exude. Her eyes? Locked straight onto Tan Songyun. Sukai stiffened, his hand instinctively tightening around Tan Songyun's. Cameras were already turning, capturing the brewing tension before a single word was spoken. "Why is she here?" Tan Songyun whispered, her voice barely audible over the low hum of reporters. Sukai's jaw clenched. She wasn't invited. But it was too late. The storm had already walked in. Face-to-face confrontation. Before security could react, Sukai's ex made her way toward the couple. The crowd parted like waves, sensing that something unforgettable was about to unfold. "Songyun," the ex began, her voice honeyed but dripping with venom, "I thought it was time we finally met." The words cut through the air, heavy and deliberate. Tan Songyun's eyes widened, but she didn't back away. She straightened her posture, every ounce of her grace and quiet strength shining through. Sukai stepped forward, protective, his voice like steel. "You don't belong here. Leave." But his ex only smirked, tilting her head as if amused. "Leave? Why should I? I loved you first, Sukai. Or have you forgotten everything we shared?" The room gasped. Journalists' pens scratched furiously. Phones were raised higher. Tan Songyun felt her heart pounding, but she refused to let fear take over. She looked the woman dead in the eye and said softly but firmly, "You may have been his past, but I am his present and his future." The crowd erupted into whispers. Sukai's ex froze, caught off guard by Tan Songyun's fire. Sukai breaks his silence. For weeks, Sukai had been silent about rumors, choosing to shield Tan Songyun from additional pain. But tonight, with the entire industry watching, silence was no longer an option. He took the microphone from the MC, his voice trembling but firm. "Listen carefully. I don't care what you think you had with me in the past. What matters is now, and now it's her. Tan Songyun is the woman I love, the one I'll fight for no matter who stands against us." The declaration sent shivers through the audience. Cameras flashed like lightning, immortalizing the moment forever. Sukai's ex looked stricken, her composure cracking. But before she could retort, Tan Songyun reached for Sukai's hand and held it up high, as if claiming victory over the ghosts that haunted them. Chaos behind the curtains. After the explosive confrontation, Sukai quickly pulled Tan Songyun backstage. But the ex wasn't done. She followed, her voice echoing against the velvet curtains. "You'll regret this, Sukai. You think she can protect you from everything? From the industry? From your family? From the pressure you've been hiding?" Sukai spun around, his face twisted with fury. "The only thing I regret is ever letting you think you still had power over me. Not anymore." Tan Songyun placed a trembling hand on his arm, her voice steady but filled with emotion. "She doesn't deserve another second of your energy. You've chosen. Let's walk away." But Sukai's ex delivered her final blow. "Then answer me this, does she even know what you gave up for her?" The words hung in the air like a blade. Tan Songyun turned, confusion etched across her face. "What does she mean, Kai?" Sukai looked torn, his chest rising and falling rapidly. For the first time, doubt flickered in Tan Songyun's eyes. And the night that was supposed to celebrate love and unity suddenly threatened to tear them apart once more. Fans in frenzy. Within minutes, social media exploded. Did you see the way Sukai looked at Tan Songyun? That's real love. His ex is ruthless, but Songyun handled that like a queen. Wait, what did the ex mean by what he gave up? I need answers now. Clips of the confrontation went viral, hashtags skyrocketing to the top of trending lists. The public was divided, some praising Tan Songyun's courage, others speculating wildly about Sukai's mysterious sacrifice. The love story that had already captivated millions had just reached a dangerous new chapter, one filled with secrets yet to be revealed. Closing scene, a silent car ride. Later that night, Sukai and Tan Songyun left the venue together, cameras flashing around their black car. Inside, silence reigned. Tan Songyun stared out the window, her reflection pale against the city lights. Finally, she whispered, "What did you give up for me?" Sukai's hands tightened on the steering wheel. His lips parted, but no words came. The silence between them was louder than any argument. And for the first time, Tan Songyun wondered if love alone was enough to withstand the weight of the truth that lingered in Sukai's unspoken past. The ballroom glittered with gold and champagne bubbles, a night of triumph for Sukai. His drama premiere had been anticipated for months, and the press were already writing headlines about his seamless chemistry with Tan Songyun as they stepped onto the red carpet together. For the first time in weeks, the couple looked untouchable. Every whispered scandal, every rumor, every shadow that had threatened their relationship seemed to dissolve under the glow of the chandeliers. But perfection has a cruel way of shattering when it's least expected. The entrance. The large double doors at the back of the hall swung open, startling even the security. The chatter, laughter, and clinking glasses slowed to silence as a woman stepped through. She didn't belong to the guest list. She didn't belong to the celebration. Yet her presence commanded attention with an arrogance sharpened by years of bitterness. Her gown, shimmering like liquid silver, caught every flash of the paparazzi cameras as if she were deliberately staging her own premiere. Her heels clicked against the polished floor, each step echoing with menace. And her eyes? They never wavered. From the moment she crossed the threshold, they were locked on one target, Tan Songyun. Sukai's entire body tensed. His hand tightened protectively around Songyun's, his knuckles white. "Why is she here?" Songyun whispered, her voice trembling just enough for Sukai to hear. He didn't answer. His jaw was clenched too tightly, fury rising like smoke in his chest. The crowd, sensing drama, parted to let her through. The confrontation. She stopped directly in front of the couple, the scent of her perfume sharp, intoxicating, almost suffocating. "Songyun," the ex said, her voice dripping with sweet venom. "We've never been properly introduced. I thought tonight would be perfect." Her smile was cruel, designed to wound. Songyun stood her ground, though her pulse raced. She looked at Sukai, who was already glaring at the intruder like a lion protecting his territory. "You're not welcome here," Sukai growled, his voice low but dangerous. The ex tilted her head, feigning innocence. "Not welcome? Oh, Kai, don't be like that. You and I share history. Real history. Surely you don't expect me to pretend it never existed?" Gasps rippled through the crowd. Phones were raised higher, desperate to catch every second of the spectacle. Songyun swallowed hard, her eyes narrowing as she looked at the woman who seemed determined to humiliate her. Finally, she spoke. "You may be his past," Songyun said, her voice clear and steady despite the storm inside her. "But I am his present. And his future." The room erupted with whispers, fans and reporters in awe of her courage. But the ex wasn't finished. The past weaponized. Her eyes flashed, her voice sharp now. "His future? Do you even know what he gave up for you? The sacrifices he made? Or do you just live in this fantasy where love conquers everything?" Songyun's breath hitched. Sukai immediately stepped forward, his arm shielding her. "That's enough," he snapped. "You have no right to bring her into this." But the ex leaned in closer, her lips almost at Sukai's ear, her words a poisonous whisper. "Tell her the truth, Kai. Tell her what you walked away from to be with her. Tell her what you destroyed." Sukai's eyes burned with fury. He gripped Songyun's hand tighter, refusing to let go, But inside, a storm was breaking loose. The ex straightened, smirking, and turned her attention back to Songyun. He's a good actor, isn't he? He plays the hero so well. But even heroes have secrets. The crowd buzzed louder. Every second of this was being recorded, shared, dissected live online. Sukai's breaking point. Finally, Sukai snapped. He grabbed the microphone from the nearby host, his voice thundering across the ballroom. Enough. You want the truth? Here it is. Whatever we had is over. Whatever you think I owe you, I don't. Tan Songyun is the woman I love, the one I choose every single day, no matter what lies you throw at us. The declaration was raw, his voice trembling with emotion. The audience erupted, some cheering, some stunned, some already posting clips online that would trend within seconds. The ex froze, her mask of confidence cracking. She hadn't expected him to choose so boldly, so publicly. Songyun turned, tears brimming in her eyes, not from sadness, but from the overwhelming force of Sukai's words. Backstage chaos. But the ex wasn't finished. As Sukai and Songyun were ushered offstage by staff, she followed, her voice slicing through the curtains. You'll regret this, Kai. You think this love can survive the industry? The pressure? Your family's expectations? She can't shield you from everything. Sukai spun around, his face flushed with fury. The only thing I regret is ever letting you believe you had power over me. That ends tonight. Songyun tugged his sleeve, her voice calm but firm. She doesn't deserve your anger. Let's walk away. But just before security dragged her out, the ex hissed her final dagger. Does she even know what you sacrificed for her? Or are you too much of a coward to admit it? Songyun's heart stopped. She turned to Sukai, confusion and fear swirling in her gaze. Kai, what does she mean? For the first time that night, Sukai didn't meet her eyes. His silence screamed louder than any truth could.